Hello students, I hope you all are fine and safe at home and doing your studies on the regular basis. So students, today we are starting up with our second chapter of management, that is regarded as the principles of management. Principles of management. What do you mean by the term principle? Principles are regarded as the guidelines. Guidelines means that whenever the management is working, management also requires certain kind of guidelines. Management also requires certain kind of instruction so that they can manage up the things in a best and effective manner. Okay? So, under this chapter, we will do 14 principles of management. The principles are given by Fuel. In this particular chapter, we are doing principles given by Fuel and principles given by Taylor. But before doing up with the principle, let's have the introduction with this particular chapter, that is the principles of management. From your board exams point of view, this chapter is very important, and all the principles you have to do in a very best effective manner. It's better to understand each and every line in the principle, because number of the case studies they are preparing up from this chapter only, that is the principles of management. So now, what are the features or the characters, or you can say the nature of the principles of management? I am starting up with the features first, but in your book they have given certain types of differences also, like this: management principles versus pure science principle, management principles versus management techniques, and management principle versus values. Okay, so whenever we are completing up this chapter, okay, you automatically come to know about what is the difference between management principles, pure science principles, as well as the value. Okay, so in order to have the clarity of the concept, I am just giving you the hint that what is the difference between management principles, pure science principles, and third one is value. I hope the difference between management principles and pure science principles is clear to you. In the last chapter, in the first chapter, we have compared up the features of the management with that of the art, second with that of this profession, and the third one we have done with that of the science. Okay, so what is the difference between the management principles and the science principles? You can have the clue from that particular topic. That management principles, I have already told you at the starting up of this chapter, that principles are regarded as journal kind of guidelines or the instructions given to the manager from time to time in order to improve his work. Clear? And if we are talking about the pure science principles are dependent upon the scientific techniques as well as the skill. Okay, like we have I have told you in that module, I have told you that all the experiments, okay, dependent upon the science subject, that is regarded as the pure science principles. ठीक है, प्योर साइंस प्रिंसिपल्स कैसे ड्राइव होते हैं? ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द साइंटिफिक conducted experiments. And management principles कैसे drive होते हैं? By seeing the attitude as well as the behavior of the employees, those who are working in that particular organization. And one basic difference between management principles and pure science principles, they are changeable in nature. They are not rigid. ठीक है? They are, we can say, dynamic in nature. They are not static in nature. But if we are talking about the pure science principle, yes, these are very rigid in nature. Like I have told you, like if one scientist in conducting certain kind of experiment over here, okay, and he had been given a very good result, and the same procedure we can say abroad countries they want to follow, okay, they can have the contact with the scientist working over here, and they will ask him the ingredients, that which chemical and in which quantity you are using. Okay, so in order to have the same result, they have to go in through the same procedure. ठीक है. But in case of management principle, it is not so like. Third, we are having that is the values. Values are regarded as the ethics. Values are regarded as the changes which are related to the behavior of the person. Okay? Like for example, Riya is very polite in nature, but Diksha is very rude in nature. Okay? So what is the difference? Okay? Again, this particular example, it is telling the difference between the behavior of the two girls. Okay? So values are regarded as the ethics, they are regarded as the norms, and values are dependent, they are changeable depending upon the behavior of the person to person. Okay? So this is the basic difference. But when you will do the entire complete chapter, okay, and if in the exam there is a question, state the difference between the management principle versus management techniques. Okay? At that period of time, you people will not be confronted with any kind of problem, because the whole chapter, it is giving you the clue regarding the management principles, techniques, pure science principle, as well as the values. Okay? And over here, what do you mean by the term techniques? Techniques is regarded as a method or the procedure that we people are following. If we are taking the example of the school organization, in Sangrur city, number of schools they are working, but all the schools, they are having their own strategies, their own method, their own way to conduct the problems. So now we are starting up with the features or the characters of the principles of management. First character we are having that principles of management is having universal application. Universal application we have already done in the explanation when we were doing the features of the management. That management is universal in nature. Management is pervasive in nature. Over there we have used the word pervasive. Okay? So what do you mean by the term pervasive? That is universal in nature. Universal in nature means that management principles, not only the Indian economy is following the management principle. Management principle is being applicable in each and every country, in each and every city, in each and every town, in each and every organization, and in each and every home also. Okay? So they are pervasive in nature, they are universal in nature. Second is, management principles are regarded as the journal guidelines. I have already told you what do you mean by the term principles in management. That is the guidelines, that is the instructions. Okay? That is the need of the hour, which is required by the managers also, which is required by the employees also, and which is required by the workers also. Because every time manager, employees or workers, they are in the need of the instructions or the guidelines if they are confronted with any kind of the problem. So what the principles of management they are doing? Every time they are providing up the guidelines for having the effective management. Next we are having management principles. They are formed by the practice and experiment. Yes, I have already told you in the first chapter also, that is practice makes the man perfect. Okay, we have done this point when we were comparing the features of management with that of art. ठीक है, तो अगर आप वहाँ देखोगे, over there they have written one point, that is practice and increase of the creativity by practice. ठीक है, increase of creativity by practice means that practice makes the man perfect. Same is the case with the principles of management, that if we are following particular principle, ठीक है, अगर हम उसको बार बार रिपीट करेंगे, naturally we will get the effective results. ठीक है, so practice as well as the experiment. The management, they have to conduct the experiment to have the good results. ठीक है, and if they are getting the marvelous result, ठीक है, then they keep on doing the practice of that particular principle. ठीक है, I'll give you the simple example. When we will start doing the principles of fuel, over there first principle he has given, that is the division of work. ठीक है, इस principle के name से ही पता लग रहा है that what the fuel want to convey, that is division of work, that if we are dividing the work, ठीक है, into the effective parts, ठीक है, the result, the outcome will be very good. ठीक है, वो क्या बोल रहे हैं कि अगर हम एक वर्क को, ठीक है, हर एक बंदे की कैपेबिलिटी के अकॉर्डिंगली डिवाइड कर दें, ठीक है, तो नेचुरली वी विल एंड अप विद द मार्वलस रिजल्ट. सिमिलरली फॉर एग्जांपल यू कैन टेक द एग्जांपल ऑफ स्कूल. वी आर हैविंग 4 स्ट्रीम्स ओवर देयर, ठीक है. अगर एक ही बंदे को बोल दे कि तुमने ही सारी स्ट्रीम्स पढ़ानी है, देन इट विल नॉट बी पॉसिबल फॉर द सिंगल पर्सन, ठीक है. फॉर देन व्हाट द मैनेजमेंट दे आर डूइंग, दे आर dividing the work into the appropriate parts in order to have the effective results, ठीक है. और ये कैसे पता लगा, उन्होंने एक्सपेरिमेंट किया कि अगर हम एक बंदे को एम्प्लॉय करते हैं टू टीच अप कॉमर्स, मेडिकल, नॉन मेडिकल, तो हमारा रिजल्ट है वो कैसा आता है, ठीक है. बट दे सी कि जब हम एक बंदे को ऑथराइज करते हैं देन वी आर नॉट गेटिंग द इफेक्टिव रिजल्ट्स, ठीक है. बट इफ वी आर डिवाइडिंग अप द वर्क, इफ वी आर डिवाइडिंग अप द डिपार्टमेंट्स, वी आर गेटिंग द ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ द, we can say, profits as well as the good as well as positive results. Next we are having, that is, management principles are flexible in nature. I have already told you management principles are not static in nature, they are flexible in nature, ठीक है. If the time arises, if the management want to change any kind of principle, they can easily do that, ठीक है. बट एज कंपेयर टू द साइंटिफिक प्रिंसिपल, एज कंपेयर टू द साइंस प्रिंसिपल्स, साइंस प्रिंसिपल में अगर एक प्रिंसिपल ड्राइव कर दें वो, ठीक है, देन इट कैन नॉट बी चेंज्ड, it cannot be changed. But management principles, they can be changed from time to time. If the management, they are not getting the effective result, then they can have the change in the management principles. Next is, management principles are mainly behavior. I have told you the definition of the values, where they have compared the principles of management with that of the values, ठीक है. Then what is the feature of the principles of management, that whenever we are talking about the management principle, I am not talking about the scientific principles, I am not talking about the principles that have been derived on the subject of the science, I am talking about that if the principles are derived on the basis of the management, ठीक है, it is related to the behavior of the employees or to the behavior of each and every person who is working in the organization. Okay, because every person, they are having their own set behavior, they are having their own habits, they are having their own nature. But if we people are working for the profit motive, it's better that we should have to combine our efforts towards only one goal that has been set up by our management, ठीक है. So principles of management, they are helping us to maintain the cordial relation between the superior as well as the subordinate, because there is the high degree of the, we can say, we have done the topic of coordination, ठीक है. तो coordination जब तक होएगी मैनेजमेंट में, एम्प्लॉयज में, वर्कर्स में, ठीक है, then only the management will receive the effective amount of the profits. Next is, principles of management, they are based upon the cause and effect relationship. This cause and effect word has been deprived on the basis of the scientific calculation. Scientific, ये cause and effect जौन सा word है, तुम लोगों ने साइंस के सब्जेक्ट में ज़रूर सुना होगा when you people were there in the junior classes, that is cause and effect relationship. Same, they have compared that the principles of management, they are also dependent upon the cause and effect relationship, ठीक है. First, management, they are driving up the principle, they are putting that particular kind of principle into action, and they will wait for the effect, cause, then they will wait for the effect, and if the effect is good in nature, ठीक है, तो वो प्रिंसिपल बना लेते हैं उसको मैनेजमेंट का. और अगर वो इफेक्ट नहीं अच्छा, ठीक है, देन दे आर इग्नोरिंग दैट, इट विल नॉट बिकम द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ द मैनेजमेंट. फ्योल ने 14 प्रिंसिपल्स ड्राइव किए. फ्योल ने 14 प्रिंसिपल्स कैसे ड्राइव किए? फर्स्ट, दे हैव द फोकस ऑन ईच एंड, उसने क्या किया, एक प्रिंसिपल ड्राइव किया, ठीक है, ही पुट दैट पर्टिकुलर प्रिंसिपल इनटू एक्शन, ठीक है, एंड देन ही वेट एंड वॉच दैट व्हाट विल बी द इफेक्टिव आउटकम ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर प्रिंसिपल. इफ दैट प्रिंसिपल इज गिविंग द फ्रूटफुल रिजल्ट, ठीक है, देन ओनली ही employ that particular principle as the principles of the management. Next we are having, management principles are contingent in nature. Contingent means they are dependent upon one another, ठीक है. I have just giving you the example Division of work is one of the principle, and he has drive one more principle, that is the discipline. That is the discipline. Now, what he wants to say in this point, that they are contingent, that principles are dependent upon one another. Division of work and discipline, yes, they are dependent upon one another. Division of work effectively कब होएगी? When all the employees, they will, we can say, work in the well disciplined manner. And discipline, how it is dependent upon the division of work, and how the division of work, it is dependent upon the discipline. Like if the management, they are doing the effective division of work, they are dividing the work according to the capability of each and every employee. Okay, naturally they have, why they are dividing the work according to the capability? So that there should not be any chaos as well as confusion in the organization. Everything should be on the smooth basis so that they can earn the profits at the end of the time. So we can say that management principles, they are contingent, that is, they are dependent upon one another. So these all are the features of the management. Yes, for the theoretical portion, this features as well as importance, that is important. But if I am talking about your case study point of view, at that point of time, the case studies related to the, we can say, principles, they are very, very important. Next topic we are having, that is the importance of the principles of the management. I hope features is clear to you people. Now we are going to the next topic, that is the importance of the principles of management. First is providing managers with a useful insight into reality. Providing managers with useful insight into reality means providing managers principles of management. What they are providing to the managers, that is the guidelines. What is being provided to the managers? That is the guidelines with useful insight into reality, so that the managers, they can work accordingly, so that they can earn maximum amount of the profits, and everything they will earn with the proper utilization of the resources. So these principles guide the managers to take right decision at right time. Okay, so providing means what the management is providing, that is the guidelines to the managers, so that they can take right decision at the right time. We people know that time plays a very important role, ठीक है, इन डे टू डे लाइफ ऑल्सो, ठीक है, क्योंकि हम जनरली बोलते हैं कि एक बारी अगर टाइम हाथ से निकल गया तो वापस नहीं आता. सो सेम इज द केस दैट इन मैनेजमेंट ऑल्सो, इन द organization also, the time is very important. Time management is very important. Second, we are having utilization of resources. Management के principles, why there is the derivation of the principles of management, so that there should be the proper utilization of the resources. There should not be any kind of the wastage of the resources. Next is meeting changing environment requirement. Meeting changing environment requirement means we people know that environment is changing in nature. Environment conditions are not always static in nature. They keeps on changing. Okay? So what the principles they are providing to the manager? Principles, they are guiding the managers. Principle, they are giving the instructions to the manager from time to time, that if there is the change in the business environment, in the outside environment, then how the managers, they have to implement that in a proper way. Clear? Because business environment is always keeps on changing. Okay? And economy, or we can say customer, they are the part of the business environment. Okay? And now these days, with the, we can say, with the growth of the modernization, the fashion, taste and preferences of the consumer, they are changing from time to time. Okay? So the manager, they have to keep in touch with the environment, so that they can study in advance that what will be the upcoming change in the future period of time so that they can cope up with that particular change. So the management principles, they are guiding, they are giving the instruction to the manager that if there is a sudden change in the environment, then how the managers have to implement the change. ठीक है, they how they have to change the particular principle of management in order to have the desired result. ठीक है, hope so. I am giving my 100% solution to you. I am trying my level best to give the explanation of each and every point. But still, this is the starting up of the chapter, bache. Once you will cope up with each and every principle, with each and every technique of the tailor, okay, you will easily understood the features as well as the importance of the management principles. क्योंकि कई बार क्या होता है कि जौन सा स्टार्टिंग वाला कंसेप्ट होता है, जब हम सारा चैप्टर पढ़ लेते हैं ना, तो हमें ऐसा लगता है कि हाँ कि उसके आंसर तो हमें ऑटोमेटिकली मिल गए. ठीक है, यू कैन टेक द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ द इकोनॉमिक्स ऑल्सो. नाउ दिस टाइम यू वर डूइंग मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स, ठीक है, एंड यू आर डूइंग इंडियन इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट. ठीक है, तो मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स में क्या होता है, अनटिल एंड अनलेस यू आर फिनिशिंग अप द सिलेबस, तो तुमको ऐसे लगता है कि हमने तो सारे सिलेबस में ही फर्स्ट और सेकंड चैप्टर का पूरा क्रक्स पढ़ लिया. ठीक है, एंड व्हेन वी पीपल आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर द एग्जामिनेशन, हमें ऐसा लगता है कि अगर हम फर्स्ट या सेकंड चैप्टर नहीं भी करेंगे ना, वी आर एबल टू राइट डाउन द आंसर. ठीक है, बिकॉज हमें क्या था दैट चैप्टर 1 एंड चैप्टर 2 में हमें इंट्रोडक्टरी पार्ट पढ़ा मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स का. ठीक है, बट जब हमने सारे चैप्टर्स 14 के 12 चैप्टर्स पढ़ लिए, तो हमें ऐसा लग रहा है दैट वी पीपल कैन ईजिली गिव द एक्सप्लेनेशन इफ द क्वेश्चन इज देयर फ्रॉम फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड चैप्टर. ठीक है, सेम इज द केस विद दिस पर्टिकुलर चैप्टर ऑल्सो, ओनली पर्टिकुलर दिस चैप्टर ओनली. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट थर्ड, फोर्थ और फर्स्ट चैप्टर. ठीक है, इस चैप्टर के साथ हमेशा ऐसे होता है कि बच्चे कई बार बोलते हैं कि मैम हमें इंपॉर्टेंस नहीं समझ में आई, हमें फीचर्स नहीं समझ में आए. तो मेरा एक ही आंसर होता है, ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम स्पीकिंग. ठीक है, व्हेन वी आर फिनिशिंग अप दिस चैप्टर, then you can read each and every point again. I am 100% sure you will 100% you will getting the answer ki yes ma'am, we are understood now this point. Next we are having fourth point, that is the effective administration. Yes, management principle helps in the effective administration. Administration का क्या मतलब होता है, जो सभी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को संभाल के रखता है, एडमिनिस्टर करता है, सुपरवाइज करता है. ठीक है, सो वी हैव डन द लेवल्स. ठीक है, उसमें जौन सा टॉप लेवल है, दे आर प्रोवाइडिंग द इफेक्टिव एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. ठीक है, सो effective administration means principles of management, they are again providing the guidelines to the manager of the top level management that how they have to do the work so that they can achieve the good results. Next we are having, that is fulfilling the social responsibility. Principles of management also tell to the managers that social responsibility, doing certain thing for the upliftment of the society, that is also very important for the management. That is also very important to earn up the profits from the market. Why? Because customer, they are the part of the society, and if we people are doing something for the society, naturally it will help to gain our reputation, our goodwill in the society, our goodwill in the external business environment. ठीक है, सो फुलफिलिंग द सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज, दैट इज मैनेजमेंट प्रिंसिपल्स not only act guidelines for achieving the objectives, they also guide the managers to perform certain kind of social responsibility so that the achievement of their target become more easy in nature. And last we are having management training, education and research. Principles of management, they help in the training procedure, they help in increasing the knowledge of the employees and they help in the research also. ठीक है, training means principles of management, they are providing the guidelines. ठीक है, तो guidelines अब कब provide करते हैं, when we people are training some person. जब कोई होता है ना कि ट्रेनिंग सेशन लगा, ट्रेनिंग सेशन में क्या करवाते हैं, ठीक है, ट्रेनिंग सेशन में बताते हैं टेक्निक्स एंड we can say they are telling about the instructor, he is telling or she is telling you the techniques that how you can improve your skills. ठीक है, same is the case with the principal, they are telling the manager how they can improve their skills. Then we are having education. Education means increase in the knowledge. So principles of management, they are increasing the knowledge of all the employees, those who are confined out with the organization. And then we are having research. Research means कि whenever I am talking about the principles of management, principles are always derived on the basis of the thorough research that has been conducted by the managerials from time to time. So that is regarded as the training, education and research. So these are the features as well as importance of the principles of management we have done. And in the next module, we are starting up with the fuels as well as Taylor's principles of management. Thank you.